Welcome back to Bear Economics. Today we're going to dive into the boom-bust cycle, an economic roller coaster that shapes our lives. In this video, you're going to learn what a boom-bust cycle is, why it happens, who's behind it, the warning signs you need to watch out for, how it impacts everyday Americans, and most importantly, what you can do to protect yourself and even profit during these cycles. Stay tuned till the end, because as Murray Rothbard famously said, the only thing that's predictable about these cycles is their unpredictability. Let's get started. Okay, so at its core, a boom-bust cycle is an economic phenomenon characterized by a period of rapid growth, the boom, and followed by a sudden downturn, the bust. During the boom, credit flows freely, asset prices soar, and optimism abounds. But as Rothbard pointed out, the boom is nothing more than an illusion, a prelude to the inevitable bust. This cycle is not random. It is a predictable pattern fueled by imbalances in the monetary system. Okay, so why do these cycles happen? According to Rothbard, the root cause, like a lot of things economically, is government intervention, specifically the manipulation of money supply by the central banks. When interest rates are artificially low, borrowing skyrockets, leading to an unsustainable expansion. But the corrections are inevitable. Eventually, reality catches up. The bubble bursts, and the economy plunges into a bust. When it comes to who is truly responsible for the boom-bust cycle, Rothbard places the blame squarely on the central banks. According to Rothbard, it's not the market, but the deliberate manipulation of the money supply by central banks that sets these cycles in motion. He argued, central banks, by artificially controlling the flow of credit and setting unnaturally low interest rates, create an illusion of prosperity that leads inevitably to a bust when reality finally catches up. And this next quote by Rothbard perfectly sums up the boom. The boom, then, is actually a period of waste, misallocation, and erroneous investments. It is the time when businessmen are seduced by bank credit into embarking on unjustified investment projects. And that's from his fantastic book, America's Great Depression. I highly recommend it. So in other words, by keeping interest rates too low, central banks make borrowing money too easy. This floods the economy with cheap credit, inflating asset bubbles, and generating a temporary false boom. Rothbard warned that this engineered credit expansion is inherently unsustainable. When the market eventually corrects itself, the resulting bust can be devastating. He went on to explain that if interest rates were left to adjust naturally, the economy would experience more moderate sustainable growth. Instead, central banks distort these natural signals, leading to dramatic cycles of boom and bust. As Rothbard puts it, the very manipulation of credit by central banks is the root cause of our economic fluctuations. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. Thus, it's clear the central banks, with their interventionist policies, are directly responsible for creating these destructive economic cycles. This is why understanding their role is crucial if we ever hope to mitigate or even prevent the next boom-bust cycle. How can you tell if a bust is coming? You can look for these warning signs. When loans are too easy to get and debt levels soar. When stock prices, real estate, or commodities rise far above their intrinsic value. When market segments become irrationally optimistic, and when central banks keep interest rates unnaturally low. Rothbard warned, when the credit flood becomes a torrent, the warning signs are all there. Recognizing these signals can help you anticipate the downturn before it hits. Booms might feel good, more jobs, higher spending, and that illusion of prosperity. But when the bust comes, it hits everyone hard. Ordinary Americans face job losses, declining incomes, plummeting savings, and skyrocketing debt. Rothbard noted, in the wake of the boom, it is the everyday citizen who bears the brunt of this bust. These cycles erode real wealth and destabilize communities, turning prosperity into widespread hardship. All right, now let's talk solutions. Preparedness is the best thing we can do here. And even, how can you protect yourself and even take advantage during a boom-bust cycle? Here are a few strategies inspired by Rothbard's insights. Diversify your investments. Allocate assets into tangible goods like gold, silver, real estate, and Bitcoin. Rothbard argued that sound money is your best safeguard against monetary manipulation. Anything that helps retain its value over time. And that's not the US dollar. Avoid excessive debt. Live within your means. Avoid high leverage investments. Remember, when credit is abundant, the bust can wipe out fortunes overnight. Education. It's always a good thing. Educate yourself on economics. Understanding monetary policy and market cycles empowers you to anticipate the downturns. As Rothbard said, knowledge is the antidote to the chaos of manipulated credit. Consider alternative investments. Look into opportunities that flourish during downturns, such as value stocks or counter-cyclical industries. Sometimes what appears as a crisis can be a chance to invest in undervalued assets. This is why the last one's important. Maintain an emergency fund. This is always a good idea, no matter what. Always have cash reserves. In time of economic turbulence, liquidity is key, or king rather. By taking these steps, you're not only safeguarding your future, but you're also positioning yourself to profit when others panic. All right, so in the end, the boom-bust cycle is not some mysterious force of nature here. It's a man-made phenomenon, driven by policies to distort the economy. But here's the empowering truth. By understanding these cycles, as Rothbard taught us, we can navigate the storms of economic uncertainty. So stay informed, be proactive, and remember that sound money and smart choices are the best defenses. Thanks for watching Bear Economics. If you found value in this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and please share your comments below. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.